So we said conditional is the original if-then statement, right? And everyone's listening? Okay, so if-then is conditional, and converse does what? Switch. So that means the tall goes to the front, the big goes to the end. So now my converse is if it's tall, then it's big. Now this is a really basic sentence. I'm trying to keep it basic because we're writing a lot, okay? But it could be longer. Just know it's the same thing. Converse is switching. What about inverse? What's inverse doing? When we flip, we mean opposite, right? What's the one word we use for opposite? Not, right? Like, Mr. G, you the coolest. Not. Okay, well anyways. So instead of saying it's big, what am I going to put? It's not. If it's not big, then it's not tall. Okay? You're negating or doing the opposite of the beginning and the end. So again, you need to know this, like no in your brain. Inverse is just not. That's it. Same order, just not. Okay? And you got that written down and everything, nice and neat. Now, contrapositive. What two things happen for a contrapositive? Switch and flip. Meaning, change the order and put not. Okay, so, contrapositive. If, now, again, take this original one at the top. I'm taking big and tall, I'm switching them, and I'm putting not. So what's it going to say first here? If what? If it's not tall, then it's not big. Do you see how I took the beginning big, put it at the end with a not, took the ending tall, put it at the beginning with a not. Contrapositive is the hardest one. It's two changes. Change the order and put not to make it opposite. Now, you might remember this one from the notes. What do you call it? Or sorry, biconditional. Does biconditional have if and then? No. In the middle, it says what? If and only if. That's a special phrase that lets you know that it's true both ways. Biconditional. So what do I start off with on this sentence for biconditional? Start off with just in the red here. It's not tall. Sorry, it's big. If and only if. Whoops. It's tall. So I took the first phrase, if and only if, the second phrase. And remember, we call the hypothesis, and the conclusion is Q, right? So, that's a reminder from yesterday, okay, on the notes. If you weren't here, there's, in the blue bin, there's a copy of it filled out that you can take if you need it, okay? The assignment for today, okay, is conditional statements practice. 1 and 2 are multiple choice. Tell me what the inverse is. Tell me what the biconditional is. 3 through 5, you're telling me if it's true or false, and if it's false, give me a counterexample. And by the way, on number 3, the table is off here to the right to help you out, okay? 6 through 8, you're going to underline the hypothesis, circle the conclusion. Remember, the hypothesis is after the word if. So if there's no if at the beginning, please look at your notes on how we did that. On the back, multiple choice. And then 10 and 11, you need to write it out. And then on number 11, tell me if it's true or false. And if it's false, give me a counter example. This is all stuff we did on yesterday's notes, which if you need them, they're in the blue bin. So let's get started.